John Russ is one of the biggest. He controlled eggs in this country, a good bit of them. This guy was running for U.S. Senate as a Republican, right? And everyone in Indiana knew what he did. Everyone knew what he did. So even the Republican Party kicked him off the ballot. But this is how the Republican Party played a role in this. Because here's the question, right? This guy was caught fixing egg prices, right? So why did he want to run as a Republican? The Indiana Election Commission unanimously decided that the former Rose Acres Farms chairman cannot run for the U.S. Senate as a Republican because of a state law that forbids it. So this Republican here is responsible for egg prices. This guy in the early 2000s was caught jacking up egg prices, right? And again, for anyone who didn't see this, I want you to see this again. So this is from 2023. Reported by the Associated Press, November 2023. U.S. egg producers conspired to fix egg prices from 2004 until 2008. The Republican who's responsible for this, one of them anyways, is this guy. And he was so bad that the Indiana Republican Party said, no, you can't even run for office. They say he was so bad, this guy who fixed egg prices in this country, they said he was so bad that he can't even run for office. Can't even run for office. Former Rose Acres Farms chairman John Russ will not be allowed to run for a seat in the U.S. Senate per a unanimous decision by the Indiana Election Commission. Russ, in August of 2023, announced his intent to run to represent Indiana in the U.S. Senate, vying for the seat currently being held by Mike Braun, who is not seeking re-election. Russ filed for election as a Republican, which became an early source of controversy. A state law requires that a person who runs for office as a member of a particular political party, he or she would have to have voted as a member of that party during the two most recent primary elections. The two most recent times he voted in the primary were in 2016 as a Republican and in 2012 as a Democrat. Russ earlier said his beliefs are more aligned with the Republican Party, but he had earlier registered as a Democrat to vote for a friend who was running as a member of that party. So, no, this dude is a Republican. According to the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, the Election Commission voted on February 27th, and back during that time, against allowing Russ' name on the ballot. That leaves only Jim Banks, currently a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, as the only Republican candidate on the ballot for Braun's seat. Russ filed a lawsuit to get on the ballot in September, and earlier in February, he announced that he had obtained more than the required amount of signatures to get on the ballot. Banks has already been vocal about Russ, alleging that Russ was dishonest during his tenure as chairman of Rose Acres Farms, accusing him of egg price gouging. Russ dismissed Banks' allegations. Russ stepped down as chairman of Rose Acres Farms in September of 2023, with the company stating that his term as chairman had been completed and he is now free to focus his energy on his Senate campaign. His brother, Marcus Russ, was named the new chairman. So the Republican Party has a role in egg price gouging. Wow. Wow. See, it gets more interesting. It gets more complex. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. Right? Because that same egg producer, Rose Acres Farms, and others, I want you to see this, because they sued before, right? They sued before. Um, so Rose Acres Farms, that was being controlled by the Republican Rust, they were sued before, right? And they won that case. It was seen as they weren't engaging in price gouging, which is amazing. Amazing. This is actually published in 2018. So published in 2018, but remember, this was actually published in 2023 when it was found in federal court that Rust and Rose Acres Farms, they were engaging in price gouging. But I want you to see this though, right? So it says here, for nearly a decade, Porter Wright has served as defense counsel for Rose Acres Farms Incorporated in major federal antitrust litigation, including one action brought by a class of direct purchasers alleging that it conspired with others to reduce the supply of eggs in the country. Last week, a jury returned a complete defense verdict in Rose Acres' favor. Rose Acres, the second largest egg producer in the nation, is one of the three producers who received the favorable verdict in a case that began in 2008, led by trial attorneys Jim King, Don Burns, and Jay Levine. Porter Wright helped to secure the complete defense verdict for Rose Acre, alongside the law firms of Keating, Muthing, and Keycamp and Duchert, who represented the co-defendants Ohio Fresh Eggs LLC and R.W. Sauder Incorporated, respectively. Plaintiffs in the case alleged that some of the nation's largest egg producers committed antitrust violations by engaging in a conspiracy to raise shell egg prices by reducing the supply of eggs through the development and implementation of an animal welfare program designed to give caged egg-laying hens more space, among other alleged activities. So this was actually alleged back a while ago, and the courts in this case here ruled in favor of Rose Acres Farms. But back in 2023, a federal court ruled against them. So you see, there's been so many lawsuits about this, and as you just saw, so the jury found that the egg suppliers exported eggs to reduce the overall supply in the domestic market, as well as limiting the number of chickens through means including cage space, early slaughter, and flock reduction, court documents say. So say you have 2 or 3 chickens who test positive for bird flu. Say the farmers are told, or the factory farmers are told, if a bird tests positive, put them off to the side, right? Then I want you to just cull a bunch of them and then say that is bird flu, and then put that bird amongst those birds, so maybe the bird flu spreads, so that when it's randomly tested, it's bird flu. See, this works out in several ways. Here's how. Because you get livestock insurance, one, that's actually a thing. And then 2, right, you make it seem like, bird flu is what's causing the egg prices to spike, when you've already been caught spiking egg prices and it had nothing to do with bird flu. So why would I believe it's bird flu now? Right? And it gets a lot deeper than what you guys think. Even deeper, right? So let's get into this, right? Let's get into this. An Illinois federal judge recently held, this is from November 22nd, 2023, an Illinois federal judge recently held that several food companies met their burden of showing that a group of egg farmers conspired to inflate egg prices. In 2011, a legal battle unfolded as major food giants Kraft, Kellogg, General Mills, and Nestle launched a lawsuit accusing prominent egg producers and trade groups of artificially restricting their supply to inflate prices between 1999 and 2008. Hold on. I want to make that bigger. I want y'all to see that. That's going to blow your mind. Hold on. Do y'all see that? So, Kraft, Kellogg, General Mills, and Nestle, They sued the egg producers. They sued the egg producers. They said, listen, we know you are limiting egg supplies. We know you're doing this. And they're alleging this was happening from 1999 until 2008. Bro. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want y'all to look at that. I want to highlight this. I want to highlight the date. Hold on, I want to highlight all this. Do y'all see that? I want you to read that on the screen before you. I want you to look at that and read that. That's from November 22nd, 2023. Egg pricing fixing conspiracy, unraveling the layers of antitrust litigation, right? An Illinois federal judge recently ruled that several food companies met their burden of showing that a group of egg farmers conspired to inflate egg prices. In 2011, a legal battle unfolded as major food industry giants Kraft, Kellogg, General Mills, and Nestle launched a lawsuit accusing prominent egg producers and trade groups of artificially restricting their supply of eggs to inflate prices between 1999 and 2008. Almost a damn decade. Almost a damn decade. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen. Tap the screen as fast as you can. Make sure you guys are sharing this screen on your social media timelines. Let people know the truth. This live stream is the most important one probably on TikTok right now. Share the stream. Tap the stream. Tap the stream as fast as you can. Just tap, tap, tap. Make sure you share the stream because I want people to see this, man. People have got to see this. They have got to see this. An intricate web of the alleged conspiracy involved adopting animal welfare measures that restricted hen and egg supply, increasing egg exports, and implementing short-term measures to control and maintain supply artificially. So they were artificially limiting the amount of egg-laying hens. Does that sound familiar? Say one hen gets bird flu, right? You tell the farmer, put that hen to the side, put it in a cage somewhere, put it in a freezer somewhere, right? Then what ends up happening is you tell that same farmer, I want you to cull 20,000 birds right now. You then bring that same infected bird, you rub the infected bird all across those birds you just culled. You throw the infected bird on the pile. When the inspectors come through and they actually come and check, oh, bird flu is all through here, man. You know what that means? That means you have livestock insurance. You get paid for that, while also justifying jacking up egg prices. Does it sound implausible? Does it sound implausible? I'm just asking you a question. Does any part of what I just said, did I include dragons, unicorns, goblins, elves? Or does it sound like something that is not only very plausible, but probably is happening right now? I'm asking you, when you are presented with information, it's up to you to make up your own mind. What based on hearing this and reading the highlighted text, what the hell do you think happened? What do you think happened? Just curious. Just curious. I want to bring this down a little bit more because I want people to see this stuff, man. This stuff is stuff that affects you. It's stuff that affects you, man. Right? So, the intricate web of the alleged conspiracy involved adopting animal welfare measures that restricted hen and egg supply. Increasing egg exports. So they're exporting eggs. Sound familiar? And implementing short-term measures to control and maintain supply artificially. What kind of measures would they take? They were destroying eggs. They were destroying eggs to jack up egg prices to justify raising egg prices. That's what they were doing. Or they were simply putting eggs in freezers. Or just exporting them to other countries intentionally. The food companies claim that the egg producers, including Cal-Maine Foods and Rose Acres Farms, engaged in a price-fixing scheme, manipulating the market dynamics to boost prices. If they could do that back then, wait a minute, suppose for a second, and mind you, the people who brought this lawsuit were, once again, Kraft Foods, Kellogg, General Mills, and Nestle. They're the ones who brought this lawsuit, right? They brought this lawsuit against egg producers in the United States. They're the ones who said this, and they said they were fixing the price of eggs from 1998 until 2008, almost a damn decade. If they were doing that back then for almost a damn decade, do you not think they can do that right now? Do you really not think that? Really? Really? Do you not think so? Is that how this usually works when large companies, when they lose in federal court, they just don't do the same thing but in different ways? Is that not how it usually works? Let's go deeper here. However, when Judge Seeger, conducting his own analysis, aligned with Judge Pratier's conclusion that a preponderance of evidence established the existence of a conspiracy, the judges contended that the egg producers, through trade associations like United Egg Producers, communicated and actively participated in implementing supply-reducing initiatives. So they worked with the producers and in trade associations. So it wasn't just the farms, it went deeper, man. Judge Seeger highlighted that the conspiracy went beyond mere communication with the egg producer co-conspirators actively placing executives in key roles on United Egg Producers (UEP) and the United States Egg Marketers boards and committees. These executives played pivotal roles in developing and approving initiatives aimed at reducing the egg supply. As UEP sounded the alarm within the industry, warning of substantial losses and urging supply management, the alleged co-conspirators adopted these measures in near unison. Hold on. Lost the screen there. They adopted the measures in near unison. In near unison. The case exposed not only the complexity of proving a conspiracy, but also the industry's vulnerability to market manipulation. Market manipulation, does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? I'm asking you the question. You, the audience. Does that sound familiar? The defendants accused of orchestrating a systemic effort to control egg prices face a legal battleground where conflicting jury decisions aided years of uncertainty. So you've had different juries who have ruled in different ways, as I've shown you in some other cases. But now a federal judge has said, let's end this bullshit. I told y'all. They've been doing this for a long time. It's not a new thing. Bird flu is real. We're not saying that it's not real. We're just saying that it's not the reason why egg prices are sky high right now. They're sky high because of market manipulation. First off, if you understand basic economics, the price of anything that you pay for is just a price that someone thinks that you're willing to pay. It's not what it's actually worth. We all know that. So they were caught doing this before. It's nothing new. It's nothing original. It's just how things are, man. Capitalism.